Welcome back. And again, the second episode tonight of Sip the Tally Films. The first episode was Travis Jones. This one is on my personal favorite, UDFA, Makai Polk. Had 100 and some odd catches at Mississippi State last year. 100 catches in the SEC is big for me, no matter what kind of offense you're in. And people are discounting that 100 catches, saying because it's a Mike Leach system. For those of you that don't watch college football, Mike Leach throws the ball damn near every play. He inherited the SEC leading rusher in Kylan Hill, his first year at Mississippi State, and still threw the ball like constantly, like to the point where I think the first game Kylan had 11 catches, and they just, for a running back, they ain't really, they trying to run the rock. But again, 100 catches in the SEC means a ton to me. And so when we picked him up, I realized the size we were trying to get at the receiver. Him, Devon Williams, Bridges, 6'3" and up. I think he's the shortest of those three, even though I know Williams is not with the squad anymore. But this is my favorite UDFA, and to me, he reminds me of. I'm not saying he's gonna be as good as his body, posture, and movement reminds me of DeAndre Hopkins. Appreciate you, Brandon, for the 5. Not quite 6'5", but boy, he gets live. Yeah, Polk 6'3", I think. I think Williams was 6'5", I think. Polk, Bridges better make the team. I hope they. Yep. Right now we can say we hope they make the team, but they got to do this again and again. They got to do this in game 2, and they got to do it in game 3. But I think I got 5 plays of Makai Polk, and let's kind of get into it. And, again, try to get you out right around the 10-minute mark. Let me switch screens. There we go. I don't know why I look green. I must have did much with a setting or something. I'm kind of transparent because I don't have the green screen not over there. Oh, well, we're going to roll with it. Let's see. We got Makai Polk right here. Now, we'll tell you this, and I forgot to put this clip in here. I think it was 4th and 2 when we ran some kind of quarterback counter or quarterback keeper with Huntley, and he got the first down. The play, he kind of took the unnecessary hit. If you go back and look at that play, you'll see Makai Polk out there blocking his butt off. Makai Polk is actually the person Huntley runs into, down the field when he should have stepped out of bounds when he was attempting to get extra yards. Just so blocking, and you know how much I like blocking over here. He's willing to do that, at this role. But again, Polk at the top of your bunch set. I'm going to play it and then we'll talk about it. Again, this is the one he dropped. But what I do want to show you is how controlled he is. He ain't just willy-nilly balls to the wall and get here and stop it. He runs it controlled enough to when he plants, he can push off and go. He don't have wasted steps. Because this is not top speed. He's setting the guy up, trying to make him wider. He's trying to widen him out so he'll have more room when he decides to do that. Gets him wide. And it's still, he's fast enough, but not too fast where he can stick it and go. Boom. And now, he just flatten this thing out. Look at the separation. Look at the separation. If the ball, he should have used 2 hands. I do agree with you. But if you want to keep it 100, the ball should be out now and almost on his hands. Because this cushion's not going to stay here for long. It's been closed already. Ball should have been there. But he should have used 2 hands. And maybe this guy tipped it. I didn't see this earlier. Maybe he tipped it or kind of disrupted his view or whatever. But still, catchable ball. But I just want you to see the route running. That's all. That's all I want to show you on this one. What's up, Big Ump? Next play. Again, top of your screen. Right there. My box not as pretty as the circle, but we're going to make it work. Yeah, now, the title of this is Makai Polk and the Ravens Quick Passing Game. To me, these are long handoffs, and I would love for us to do more of this with Lamar in there and not just be as predictable running the ball or running some kind of long boot off of it. These plays like this, especially against zone, long running plays. It's an easy read. You're reading this guy right here. If he flattens with the guy going to the flats, you just kind of post up right there and you get the ball. It's a 2-on-1. And as long as the quarterback is on the same page as this guy, it don't really matter what he do. He going out here looking to get the ball anyway. He just got to find the soft spot to sit it down in. He realizes where both defenders are. And instead of curling this thing up or bringing it in, he just basically turns around and stops right there. Because he know he got to widen out with the tight end. Now, now it was first and 10. With this quick pass, this short pass, now you're looking at, well, that was 2nd and 10. But say it was 1st and 10. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 yards on this. Now you're looking at 2nd and 5. Easy first down plays that I think we should have more of this year. And I honestly think we're leaning toward more quick game stuff and more stretch stuff. I think we're leaning that way, but we're going to have to see more in this second preseason game Sunday. Let's go to the next play. It's Polk's here. I think this is his first catch to hitch. One thing I do like this before we even talk about Polk, I like the timing that Huntley has. He throws his ball before he even break down. He throwing his ball now. Polk hadn't even broke down. The timing. So they've been working together. But this is what I really love. The ball's a little bit high. Look at that, all hands. And if I had a better clarity, you could see his eyes up there with that. Because you catch the ball with your eyes. Nobody can defend this timing stuff. Everybody complained when Michael Pittman was killing Anthony Avery. But all those routes were timing routes. You throw the ball a long time with anticipation, nobody can defend that stuff. And that's perfect. But the ball's a little high, but as far as the timing is perfect. But sometimes your receiver have to make your quarterback look good. He went up the ladder and got it. All hands. Snatch that thing out the air. Again, them 100 catches don't discount me for anything. Appreciate you, Brent, for showing love. Appreciate it. Appreciate the 5. I just wanted to show you the time he had with Huntley. So, and if he gets reps, he can get this time with Lamar too. Let's go to the next one. All right. Polk here at the top of your screen again. Again, same little concept. But this time, instead of going inside the guy, which was the guy out here, going outside the guy. He's going to go inside of this guy as he widens out and then find a little soft spot and basically just jump in the soft spot. That's all. It's that quick pass game. Again, easy read. If somebody goes with the flat defender, you just sit right there. It's the little snag concept that I love so much. It's just with 2 men. You normally running with 3, but 2-man snag is just as good, especially because the ball got to come out. And again, it's up to him because I've seen guys like in that first play, guys that can't really read defenses and find soft spots. They'll go in here and run a slant right to that guy, or they'll just run a long curl right up under there, and then by the time the quarterback getting set because it's a quick game anyway. But this takes football IQ. And playing in Leach's system, they did a lot of this stuff. This way, his skill set, even though he may not be as explosive as Bridges or kind of go up the ladder like Bridges, his skill set is valuable for getting open. See, look, he ain't press up to that. He stayed away from him. That's the perfect spot. And him and the quarterback on the same page. Again, if this is 1st and 10, let's just say we're on a -4 day. If this is 1st and 10, you got 5 yards right there. And you only get 5. But now you're looking at 2nd and 5. Again, with the way we run the ball, 2nd and 5 is great. All right, where are we? Top of your screen again. Again, look at, and this is it shallow across a mesh. This is like a mesh. And he's so comfortable with this because that's all they run at Mississippi State. Mesh 900 different ways. So watch the as he comes off a likely but how tight he is, but not even close to catching him. I mean touching him. Understands it. And now he knows he's the under guy on the mesh. He should be looking at this defender. You should be looking at that defender. If that defender is softening back or dropping back, he should get over here and sit down. But I think is this Justice here? Whoever this is should be more out here because he's too tight to this route that's coming. So he identified where the backers are or the underneath players. He sees the running back. He should just sit, which is what I think Huntley was expecting them to do because they was in zone. He should have just sat. This is the one mistake I put in here. We want to make sure it wasn't all positives. It wasn't like they can do no wrong. With them running mesh and with him being familiar coming from a mesh system, when you coming across, you looking at them backers. If this backer was chasing him, he'd know it was man and he continue on his path. But that backer is not chasing him. He dropped down in the zone. So now you sit in an open spot. You sit in an open window. And if he sits anywhere right here, he catches his ball. Now I don't know how many yards he gets after it. But this is the one glaring mistake that I saw him make. And most people think it was the drop ball. To me, this was the biggest mistake because he should have sat down instead of kept going. And that's why the ball was behind him. Even though he made the catch, he was able to contort his body, that's pretty darn athletic. He should have sat down, and then once he caught it, he would have had a chance to assess that threat, that threat, and that threat, and maybe even got 4 or 5 yards before he got tackled or whatnot. And who knows, maybe he makes somebody miss. This is the last play? I think it's the last play. It shouldn't be the last play, but I think it is. The little bubble. Now, do we really need him to do this stuff? No, not really. Not really. But he can do it though. This is just another thing in your toolbox. Do we want Prochet or Duvernay doing stuff like this? But if he can do it, if something goes wrong or something happened to one of them guys, you now know he can. I mean, you're a terrible block by your tight end out there, Oliver. But now you know he's capable of doing this. And at least knowing to run that route to the sideline once he get it. And so I thought I had one more. I don't. Maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is the one more I had. This is the first play. This is what you get extra out of Makai. This stuff right here. This is the fade ball. Now, what I will tell you is, and a lot of you probably hadn't seen it, on the other channel, on the More Sip the Tally channel, I put out a video today on George Pickens. And George Pickens and his routes really didn't do much off the line of scrimmage. Just this little nuance right here is double what Pickens did in his releases. Now, Pickens is a way better athlete, more explosive, but just look at what the potential is for Polk to be a route runner. Because he don't have to run his routes full speed. So he can give you all kind of basketball crossovers and stutters and whatnot and then still get where he going to get to at the same amount of time. But he comes off. Now he squares him up. Stutter steps him. And got him off balance. Look at him. He on his heels. You get a DB on his heels, like his back cleats in the ground. They never should be in the ground as a DB. So now Makai can do whatever he wants to him. This dude right here, whole foot, all I think it's 9 or 12 cleats in the ground. Now Makai can do what he wants to him because he off balance. Now he wasn't blessed with blazing speed. Wasn't blessed with blazing speed. That's why the guy was kind of able to fight with him. But again, if the DB putting his hands on you, you can put your hands on him. But all while this hand fighting and chicken fighting going on, his eyes don't come off that ball. His eyes never peek to look at that. His eyes stay locked in on that ball. Locked in. Catch, protect yourself. And now, a lot of times in these situations, if you catch it and get on down and protect yourself, the defender don't even hit you. He hit his own person. He lays the cornerback out. And they go right over top of Polk. A lot of time it be same team on same team crime. But again, that's a hell of a way to track the ball. You get stuff like this out of him, this is extra. That gives you a guy that can, I know this ain't probably not a starting corner, so some people going to come with that BS. But you get him that can win some 50-50 balls. You get Bridges that can win some 50-50 balls. We know Bateman can win some 50-50 balls. We may not have the best receiving core, but at least we'll be able to complement the run game. Because you got to account for what Mark Andrews and she's likely making plays every day. So you got, any other tool in the tool belt, which Makai Polk can be. He don't have to be the main tool. He can be like a wrench that you don't need all the time. but when he gonna come in clutch when you need him. So I think he's a valuable asset to the squad. And if we're looking at receivers, we're looking at Bateman's a lock. Hold on, let me go off this. Let me go back to myself. We're looking at Bateman's a lock. We're looking at I'm gonna say Prochet's a lock because I like Prochet too. The 3 will say Duve a lock. And I think them the only locks we got. I think Polk's fighting for a spot. I think Bridges fighting for a spot. I think Victor's fighting for a spot. Tylan Wallace fighting for a spot, even though he hurt and we just ain't hear much from him. The only thing Wallace got going for him right now, in my opinion, is the special teams work he put in. So, but these 2 cats, if they can reproduce this Sunday, and then in that 3rd preseason game, it's gonna be hard to keep them off that roster. It's going to be hard to keep them off that roster if they keep doing what they're doing, like in this game. And they ain't got to have 100 yards or, 13 catches. But I think Polk got the most targets and missed 1. Bridges should have had 3 touchdowns, honestly. He had the stutter and go that I showed you in his video. He had the actual touchdown. And he also had a end cutting route that was locked down at the line of scrimmage. He could have had 3 touchdowns. But again, those guys, I feel like they all will complement each other. You won't have a superstar, but they'll complement each other so well. Especially with, I think the 2 superstars are going to be Likely and Mandrews already. So, again, this is my 2 cents on my favorite UDFA. Makai Polk, Hail State, 100-plus catches in the SEC. And I didn't mention Slade Bolden, too. What the work Slade put in the SEC is it doesn't go overlooked. So when we cut him, because he's another slot receiver, and we got 3 slot receivers. When we cut him, he's gonna be on somebody's team ASAP, and you could bank that on Slade. But again, this is Makai Polk. I appreciate you guys for coming through. We got, I don't know how many we got in here. We got 63 in here. I appreciate if we get 63 likes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And again, preseason here. We got stuff, flowing. And so just make sure you stay here with me. And if you have not subscribed to the other channel, which is More Sip to Tally, and you can see that Pickens film if you want to. You don't have to. I know this is Ravens only. That channel is for the other 31 teams. And they'll get in there eventually. But if you want to see a football, so some people are fans of football, go over there and check that out. And we almost at 7K over here. I think another 30 will put us at 7K. So again, appreciate you all for coming out. That Shamar Bridges video is doing well. So thank you for watching that. And everybody at Super Chat. Let me thank my Super Chats again. I don't want to forget you. Brent for the 5. Marco for the 2. Brandon for the 5. Brandon dropped, I think, 4 in the other one. I think Marco dropped 5 in the other one. And I appreciate those Super Chats. And they don't go unnoticed. They go back into the channel. So I see you guys maybe tomorrow. Maybe. Because I put out 2 tonight. I may let these work for a minute and see how they do. And then come back with you, what's today? Monday? So Wednesday. So I'll probably see you guys Wednesday, man. I appreciate you guys.